Good evening and welcome into Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali, Colombia for tonight's Basketball Champions League America's Group A matchup between Toros del Valle of Cali and Paisas Basketball Club of Medellin. Alongside Andrew Hunt, I'm Craig Feta, and we're so glad you can be with us tonight wherever you're watching from, in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL America's YouTube channel and Courtside 1891. We start off the February window a day early, and Andrew Pisas comes into this one desperately needing a win if they have any hopes of making the quarterfinals in March. They're 0-2 after one window, but former Venezuela national team coach Daniel Seoane has brought in a couple of fresh faces, one of which is a very prolific scorer in the form of 38-year-old Dominican legend Victor Liz. Is he enough to get Paisas their first win in BCLA play?
Well, Craig, points are what they need because they lost by a lot in our first window. It's too early for math, but if you add up their marginal loss, I'm just not sure one guy is going to close that gap. They'll have to look to limit scoring for their opponents and score better as a team if they expect to have a chance.
Yeah, they're going to need to shoot the ball a lot better. They shot 18.5% from three-point range in the first window, 36.5% from two-point range. Carmona and Crawford, a combined 1 of 20 from three-point range in January. Toros, meanwhile, will be playing on their home floor for the first time ever in this event, and they would dearly love to hand their Colombian rivals another loss. Paisas, based about 440 kilometers to the north. Raul Pabon hasn't made any major adjustments to a team that blew out Paisas 102-68 earlier this month. The question is, will they be able to continue to improve enough to catch Real Estelí?
Well, they definitely looked much better against Pisas than they did against Esteli. So maybe this go round, it will be good for them to play on their home floor against an opponent they have confidence against. Then they can turn their attention to the team that so far appears to be the Group A favorite, Craig.
This is the only game in BCLA play tonight. Tomorrow night, we will be right back here as Paisas take on Real Estelí. One note, since Group A did not play in the December window, this will be a double window for them as play shifts to Medellin on Wednesday as we get a look at Daniel Seoane. And the starting lineup for Paisas, it's going to be Eric Crawford, the 6'6", 27-year-old American. He will be joined by newcomer Juan Rosario, 25-year-old Dominican Victor Liz, the 38-year-old scoring machine. Had a chance to see him in a number of international events. Eloy Vargas, another Dominican legend at center, and another American, Glenn Cosi. Daniel Seoane assisted by Luis Lopera and Ricardo Pinzon. Talk briefly about Victor Liz. BSN Puerto Rico champion in 2021, four-time champion in the Dominican League in 2014, 15, 17, and 22. The scoring champion in BSN Puerto Rico in 2020. He actually played in this event in 2020 with Real Estelí and in 2023 with Libertadores. As we look at now the starting lineup for Toros del Valle, it'll be the same starting five for Raul Pabon that he used in the last window. Josimar Ayarza, Soren Duluque, Michael Wright, Benito Santiago Jr., and Christian Pizarro. Raul Pabon assisted by Tomas Diaz and Ivan Garcia. One addition to Toros del Valle for this round will be Colombian national team veteran Tony Troca. Had a chance to see him in a couple of international events, including the 2017 AmeriCup for Colombia, a 2018 Texas A&M product. Played 132 games for the Aggies, averaged 6 points and 4 rebounds per game. His junior year was his best year. Started 27 of 31 games, averaged 8.1 points and 5.2 rebounds. Our officials for this contest: Juan Fernandez of Argentina, Andres Bartel of Uruguay, and Fernando Leite of Brazil. And there you get a look at Raul Pabon. He is also hoping to catch Real Estelí, as Paisas actually didn't do badly against Real Estelí. They only lost to Estelí by 9. Toros lost to Estelí by 19. So you saw the first game where Paisas beat, or rather, Toros beat Paisas 102-68, and Estelí then beat Toros 87-68. You thought Estelí was just going to absolutely pound Paisas into absolute dust, but Paisas only lost by 9, so you never know. It's a matchup thing. You just never know. Right. We talked about the shooting woes of Paisas. Sorry, Andrew, for just one moment. Again, they shot 18.5% from three-point range, 36.5% from two. Between Eric Crawford and Andres Carmona, Carmona 0 for 12 from three-point range in this tournament so far. Crawford 1 for 8. So if I'm Daniel Sewane and I see them shooting a three-pointer, I'm calling timeout and pulling them out of the game. We are underway, and Toros with the first possession of this game. Wright gives it up to Ayarza. And now the take from the left side. Right-hand scoop layup high off the glass and in. Great first shot for Cristian Pizarro, and Toros take a 2-0 lead. And now a drive and a foul as Victor Liz gets into the action early. No doubt that's what Daniel Sewane wanted to see. And I'm not sure what the discussion is here at the scorer's table. Did you see, Andrew, what they might be talking about?
Well, I know on the floor there was some argument on if there was a travel or a foul. I didn't see anyone motion the travel, any officials.
Right, I didn't either. Were they perhaps trying to figure out who the foul was on?
That also maybe there was a discussion on if there was a shot attempt on the foul or if it was on the floor.
Okay, so they gave the foul to Michael Wright.
It looks like everybody's anticipating the ball's going to be taken out of bounds.
Okay, so they're saying not a shooting foul then.
Mm-hmm. The shot was definitely coming, but I don't think the motion had been made, or at least that's the decision by the refs. The motion to shoot had not been made when the foul was committed.
All right, so we've got that straightened out. And Paisas back on offense. Liz, step back three-pointer. Splash! Victor Liz! Getting right into the action. Drawing a foul and then draining a three. And Paisas on top 3-2. I was looking up and down the career of Victor Liz last night and looking at his scoring. He hasn't scored under double digits in, I think, 6 or 7 years, average scoring. That three-pointer missed wide left. And that was, I think, only because he played 6 or 8 games in that particular iteration. I believe it was in Puerto Rico, as Benito Santiago Jr. puts Toros back on top 4-3. But this is a guy who in some pretty high up leagues was in the upper teens, scoring in just bunches.
Yeah, that first shot that we saw from him on the three step back that's any indication. I expect some more baskets.
Oh, and a nice fast break there. Eloy Vargas on the touch pass from Juan Rosario. And now here's Pizarro. Outside from the left wing for three. That's short. And a nice driving layup for Eric Crawford, scoring for the first time in this game.
Oh. I was just about to say the pace that we had there couldn't keep up, and then we had that foul. So
no.
That was
Certainly not for a guy the size of Soren DeLuque. Foul, by the way. Offensive variety by DeLuque, I should say. That three-pointer missed by Lis, but he draws the foul. That's going to be on Pizarro.
Yeah, I'd say he's making a difference.
So far, no doubt. Nearly half the team for Paisas, in fact, I think exactly half the team for Paisas, imports. You've got Eric Crawford from the USA. You've got Juan Rosario from the Dominican Republic. Eric Griffin, a new player from the USA. Victor Lis and Eloy Vargas from the Dominican Republic. And Glenn Cosi from the USA. At least 2 of 2 from the line now. One more to come. Lis hits all 3. And it is 12-4. So a 9-0 run for Paisas. And a foul before the shot. Victor Lis himself has...
Yeah, the 4 times he's had the ball, he had the mix it up, dribble, step back 3, and the other 3 times he's been fouled every time.
Yeah.
One on a 3-point shot.
And he's got more points than Toros right now. Open 3 from the corner. That's short. Lis the rebound. And he draws another foul. Boy, if I'm Raul Pabon, I might take time out here very soon and say, you know, guys, this isn't MJ out there, you know? This isn't Kobe. This isn't, you know, pick your great scoring guard of the last 25 years.
He's not Jeff Hornacek or anything, you know?
Gotta love a good Jeff Hornacek reference. Horny was from the Chicago area, wasn't he? Or at least Illinois,
No idea.
I thought. And there is that timeout from Pabon following the 2 free throws. 13 to make it 14-4. Paisas on top. Victor Lis in his debut with Paisas, 8 points already in just 3 minutes of play. Welcome back to Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali, where the score is Toros de Valle 4, Victor Lis 8, Paisas 14. As we get a close-up look at the back of Josimar Ayarza. There's 2 of the non-Victor Lis points. Luque hands it off. Remember, Toros led this game 4-3. And now the right-hand drive up and good by DeLuque. The 26-year-old captain breaks the 11-0 run. Lis with the ball again. Vargas hands it off. Bashing his way into the lane is Crawford, and an offensive foul. Benito Santiago Jr. son of the former MLB great Benito Santiago, drafted in 2010 by the Chicago Cubs in his own right. Maybe a little bit of acting there, but definitely Crawford lowering the shoulder.
Yeah, Crawford got away with the first two, and then he really got aggressive with that third one. And I'm like,
He did.
At some point, you got to just kind of take what you were given.
Driving layup missed by Wright. Cozy swings it left side. Rosario, the floater, no. Tipped up and in. Credit that one to Eloy Vargas. And it's 16-6. Santiago, the drive, draws the foul.
Yeah, a few notes too. Santiago in the first game we saw didn't do a lot. I believe he may have been in some foul trouble. His second game, he had a great night. And Eloy Vargas, I believe in both the first two games, is just really having a hard time. He's looking a lot more like what I expect him to play like this evening. And so I think that could really help out Paisas. I think he's gotten 4. Obviously, Lease is really the scoring force as kind of predicted in the pregame that we talked about. But, Vargas definitely adding those 4 points. 2 for 2, both on easy baskets. He's a big guy. He can run the floor. That's what I expect from rebounds and easy buckets.
Santiago hits both free throws. Indeed, he had 17 points against Paisas last game. He was 3 of 4 from three-point range. And you talk about Vargas not doing a whole lot scoring. He had 8 points, 10 boards, 3 blocks against Toros the last game. He's averaging 13.5 rebounds per game. That's good for first in the tournament. And we talked about the impact Liz has. He's only hit 1 field goal, though. That first one he took, that three-pointer, the rest have been from the free throw line, but he's caused, I think, 4 fouls. Santiago for 3. Splash! Benito Santiago Jr.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about that we saw from him in the last time we saw him. And so if he gets that going this game, that's definitely going to help out his team.
Oh, and a nice set piece there by Paisas leads to the easy bucket for Juan Rosario. Now the pull-up three-pointer is no good by Cristian Pizarro. So Vargas will have a seat. He's replaced by Justin Llerena. Llerena's got it now into the corner for Rosario for 3. That misses. I believe Tony Troca. Nope, he's not in the game. I thought I saw number 10 in there in red. That 3 is good. Pizarro hits that one. And Toros back to within 4. 18-14, 4:05 to play first quarter. Fade away from the corner for Cozy, no good. Toros running the floor. That won't connect. Now the kick out to Santiago. Thought about the 3, but he heard the defender coming from behind. So wisely pulled it back out. Got it into right, but couldn't finish.
Oof.
Fast break 3 is good. Benito Santiago Jr. again, and Toros down by just one. And now Daniel Sewane wants timeout. How about this little turn of events here? Paisas, after the 11-0 run, led by 10. They've had that lead cut to just one. Benito Santiago Jr. now. With 10 points on 3 of 3 shooting.
You should say a prayer, ain't nobody praying for you. Cause if I want it, then it's mine, that's what I'm saying to you. If it ain't hard, you better leave. You try and cross me, then you dead to me. Cause I'm in the business of making enemies. And there's a good chance that you may never leave. You feeling comfortable, you should never be. Cause I bring the pain if we should ever meet. Tonight, you should really find a lifeline. Outlaws come alive in the nighttime.
18-17 in favor of Paisas. Daniel Sewane forced to take timeout after his team gives up an 11-2 run. And we talked about Raul Pabon wanting to take timeout. Looks like he took it at just the right time. Toros came out a completely different team. Andrew, are you seeing anything different?
Well, I think they just needed that jump start by Paisas to realize that they did have a basketball game to play this evening. And Santiago was definitely one to wake up. So we'll see. Now both teams are playing.
Three-pointer, good. I believe that was Rosario again. Now outside to DeLuque for three, short.
I think that last three was Cozy. Who's got the ball here, tries another one.
You're right, that was Cozy. Gets it back after the offensive rebound. 2.5 minutes to play. The ball popped out of there, but a foul called. Seems like there's been a lot more three-pointers made this game than there actually have been. Toros, 3 of 7. Paisas, 2 of 6.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the shooting woes for Pisas in the first window. That was pretty bad shooting. I don't think that's indicative of their regular shooting percentage. I don't know enough to say that they're a great three-point shooting team, but or even you mentioned their 2-point field goals not great. I think that will improve as a professional team. You're going to average a better percentage than that. I think they were just having that was a bad window is what I'm going to chalk that up to.
Maybe the window wasn't quite open yet for Paisas. Pizarro gets it inside on the lob. Right hand high off the glass and good for Tony Troca. (23-19). Coming up on 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Welcome in wherever you're watching from, around the Americas or around the world. He's Andrew Hunt. My name is Craig Fade. I hope you've been enjoying this one so far. Both teams landing early haymakers. Paisas went on an 11-0 run. Toros countered with an 11-2 run. Now Paisas with a little bit of a upper hand here the last couple of minutes following the timeout by Daniel Sewane. got a slim 4-point lead. Again, this is the only game tonight. We are right back here tomorrow as Paisas take on Group A favorite and perennial power, Real Estelí. Estelí undefeated in the January window. And don't forget, Group A did not play in December. So fatigue may be a factor this window, with these teams having to play 4 games in the span of a week.
If I may just really drive our window analogy just right into the ground, I was going to say that.
Please do.
Yeah, Pisas may have just left the window open just a bit too much with a nice little draft coming in, and that really affected their shots. You know, it's possible.
Could be. Santiago baseline, and that is good. Benito Santiago Jr. lighting it up tonight so far. Has not missed from the floor yet. 25-21 now. Santiago with 10. Salcedo swinging it right side, getting it in now to Vargas, and a foul called.
Santiago is hyped up. All of his shots have been pretty difficult. Both threes were pull-up threes on a fast break, and then that last basket we saw, he was fading away pretty good on the baseline, so not a lot of backboard area to aim for either.
Three-pointer from the left wing short. That was a 3-second violation, by the way, against Vargas. That last possession. Oh, what a move there. Juan Quinones, one of the new... I beg your pardon, that was Eric Griffin, one of the new additions for Paisas. With the pretty step-through Euro. And again! That time it's Victor Liz. Paisas with a little spurt here the last 4 minutes of this first quarter. To get a 6-point spread with 30 seconds to play. Paisas showing a lot of comfort on the home floor of Toros, but there's the answer at the other end. My goodness. Tony Troca gets Toros back to within 5. Now the drive by Liz. No call either way. I think everybody was standing around, Andrew, waiting for a foul call. Either on Liz or Santiago. My goodness.
Somebody.
The first quarter comes to an end with Paisas on top 29-24. Entertaining first quarter. A lot of great shots. Toros finishing the frame 9 of 17 overall, 4 of 9 from the arc, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Paisas 9 of 17, exactly the same. They were just 2 of 6 from three-point range, but they were 9 of 9 from the free throw line. For Toros on their home floor, Soren DeLuque, 2 points. Tony Troca with 5 off the bench. Benito Santiago blistered the Nets with 12 points in that first quarter. Christian Pizarro had 5. For Paisas, Eric Crawford, 2 points. Juan Rosario with 4. Eric Griffin, 4. Victor Liz played all 10 minutes of that first quarter. Don't tell him he's 38 years old. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds. Eloy Vargas, 4 points, and Glenn Cosi had 5. 4 first quarter turnovers for Toros, 4 for Paisas. And an 11-4 rebounding advantage for Paisas in that first quarter. As we look at the highlights, Andrew, I don't know if you can really say one way or the other if any team has taken an advantage, although Paisas does have a 5-point lead.
I think if I'm Pisas right now playing on Toros' home floor after getting beat pretty badly by them, I'm very happy to have a lead. I'm happy to be in the game. So the fact that they're leading and looking very good, doesn't look like they're doing anything that's unsustainable. They look like an improved team from the last window. So I'm all on board. I'm thinking that they feel like they've got the edge and the momentum here.
Paisas definitely looking more spry, I guess, would be a good way to put it, than they did in that first window. They just look like they're moving more authoritatively, more confidently, and sometimes that's just half the battle.
Which, to point back to my own analysis, a little pat on the back here, that's what I mentioned is, we saw Leafs really get things started, but the whole team has now stepped up and they're scoring well. And I think that's why they have the lead. So if they continue that, definitely he was the spark, though. He got things started, was aggressive, got those fouls, against the other team on him. They fouled him and started the game off with some points. And now everybody else has joined in.
Yeah, Toros committed 7 fouls in that first quarter, as opposed to just 2 for Paisas. Yeah, on the first 5 possessions of the game.
Right.
Jarena into the corner. At least thought about the 3, drove baseline, knocked out of bounds, and that's going to be Toros' ball. And Leafs, for the second time in as many possessions, looking to the officials for help following contact and no call. Troca missed after the overplay by the defender. And Paisas turned it over. Josimar Ayarza sits down, and the captain, Soren Deluque, comes back on. So for Toros, it's Luis Almanza, Soren Deluque, Samuel Mojica, Tony Troca, and Benito Santiago Jr. For Paisas, Juan Salcedo, Justin Jarena, Eric Griffin, Eloy Vargas, and Glenn Cosi. He's Andrew Hunt. My name is Craig Fada. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world. In the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL America's YouTube channel. And Courtside 1891. Santiago again for 3 with a man in his grill. Santiago now with 13. Beg your pardon, 15.
Man.
Santiago 5 of 5 from the floor, 3 of 3 from 3-point range.
He's flirting
on his way to
with a Manfield.
Yeah,
oh, I took the words out of your mouth.
You did. Oh, beautiful touch pass into the paint. Rosario couldn't finish, and now Santiago fouled. They were not going to let him get away for an open bucket. If I'm Daniel Seoane at this point, I tell my defense, if Benito Santiago touches the ball, you foul him. I don't want him shooting from anywhere. Justin Jarena comes out of the game for Paisas. Bounce pass from Pizarro into the lane, now into the corner. 3 on the way. That is good! Michael Wright. Gets Toros back to within 1. Vargas now fades away from 8 feet. No good. Rebound tipped. Nearly saved. Great effort by Rosario, but it's going to be Toros ball with a chance to take the lead back. So Eric Griffin sits down, and I don't know about you, Andrew, but in the arena, every time Paisas does something or somebody comes out of the game, they play that horn. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, getting a little tired of that already. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Crawford misses. The putback, though, is up and in. Vargas with 2 more. That gives him 6. I can handle the drums going all game long. That's no problem. Or the occasional vuvuzela. Santiago misses that 3-pointer and gets called for the offensive foul, kicking the foot out. Trying to draw the foul. I'm sure we'll get a look at it. And he may have come down on the foot of the defender. Let's get a look. It almost looked like he jumped and brought the left foot back. That right foot maybe drifted out a little bit, but then came down on the foot of the defender, which, yeah, you have to let the shooter come down. I don't think he kicked that out too far. We've certainly seen much more egregious attempts at drawing a foul by kicking that shooter's leg out.
His feet were further out on the fadeaway he shot from the short corner.
Yeah,
there.
They were. You're right. Crawford now to Vargas. Vargas handing it off. Lease working on right. Spinning. Losing his footing, and it goes out of bounds, and that'll be Toros ball. Seoane wants it looked at. So we look at the putback from Vargas a couple of possessions ago. 33-30 Paisas. Coming up on 6 minutes to play second quarter. Ayarza outside to Santiago. Santiago drives, has his shot blocked. And Santiago was wanting a foul, and he is going to have a seat. Yeah, we're starting to get a little frustrated out there after the offensive foul call on the 3-point shot and then the no call there with the block. I think that's a good idea by Raul Pabon to pull him out. He may have had a point there.
Yeah, I think he's got a point.
Now DeLuque misses, and he's asking for some help. Liz. Cosi now stepping on the sideline is Crawford. But a good move by Pabon, I think, to get Santiago out of there before he expressed too much more frustration and maybe got rung up.
Yeah, he's
Santiago
having a good night, so
well, I think he's played to that point. I think he played every second of the game. So, yeah, that was a good time to take him out.
Yeah, get a rest. Maybe we see him last.
Oh, yeah, we'll see him again. 15 points in 14 minutes. That's pretty good.
I'll take it.
Oddly enough, though, his plus minus was -3.
Hmm.
Five and a half minutes to play. Here's Kosi. Kosi from outside the right elbow. That won't go. Soaring in for the putback. Rosario, no. Ayarza tried to save it, but he said, beg your pardon, that was Duluque. Tried to save it, but he saved it for Paisas. Haven't talked much about Glenn Kosi, 32-year-old American. He'll be 33 in a couple of weeks. Ayarza misses, but the putback is up and in. And Toros del Valle back on top. I think that's their first lead since 4-3. Now Rosario, long baseline jumper, short, out of bounds, and that's going to be, that's off of Duluque. Toros got to within 1 point on, I think, 3 different occasions. Now finally got back over the hump. Urena gives Paisas the lead back. And Pizarro weaving his way through traffic. Foul called before the shot. Now they'll bring it off, or bring it out rather, off the sideline. So it's Jorge Salazar getting it into Ayarza. Pizarro. Some nice offensive moves, but missed the shot. Offensive rebound, and now all sorts of consternation by Toros del Valle. Raul Pabon was up. There's Santiago again. Soren Duluque was hot about something. And the officials conferring with the scorer's table. There's the only 2 points of the game for Justin Urena. And Andrew, I'm not entirely certain what they're looking at here. And again, full disclosure, Andrew and I are watching the game on monitors in studios. And we don't have the in-person view of the floor where you can see things a lot better and hear what's going on at the scorer's table. So we kind of have to rely on, what we see here on the screen, as well as what we can glean from the statistics and the running play-by-play. As we listen into Daniel Seoane. Still not sure what they're reviewing here. Again, our officials on this game, Juan Fernandez, Andres Bartel, and Fernando Leite. Let's see if we can not certain what that signal was, Andrew. Were you able to figure that out?
No, and I was trying to see. Again, we're seeing the back of the official. I was trying to see what number he signaled to see who was in the game. I was like, all right, what did they do?
It looked like he held up 2 4s.
Okay.
But there's no 44.
Right.
Now Wright has his shot blocked, saved out of bounds, or rather saved in bounds, but it's going to stay with Toros. And with 3:54 to play in this second quarter and a 1-point lead for Paisas, we have a timeout on the floor by Raul Pabon and Toros de Valle. Welcome in once again to Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali, Colombia, for tonight's BCL Americas Group A contest between a pair of Colombian rivals, Toros de Valle, right here in Cali, and Paisas Basketball Club, about 440 kilometers to the north in beautiful Medellin. Pisas looking to extend this slim 1-point lead. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name's Craig Feda. And the drive and foul. So Victor Liz drawing another foul. So he will go to the free throw line once again, where he is 5 for 5. Liz had 10 points pretty much straight out of the gate, but has been quiet since. He had a good long rest. 10 points, 5 rebounds. Been watching this guy for years with the Dominican national team. Saw him while I was covering Grises do Macau in BSN, Puerto Rico. Just a high energy scoring machine. Right with the pass, getting it back. Beg your pardon, that was Almanza. And so you have on the floor for Toros de Valle, you've got 0 and 8. And the 0 has a slash through it. So You'll forgive me if I occasionally mix those numbers up. Three-pointer missed. Offensive rebound put back up, and a foul. And are they waving off the putback, or were they signaling for a review? So they're saying 2 shots, so the putback will not count. And now Benito Santiago Jr. back on the floor for Toros. We'll see if he's cooled off any. Soren DeLuque has expressed some frustration as well, and now he will get a rest. First free throw up and in for Rosario. The second one rings out. So it's 37-36. Paisas, 2:40 to play second quarter, with a whistle away from the ball as Benito Santiago Jr. ends up on his backside. Pizarro behind the back pass. Ayarza, the drive, shoots it up over Vargas, won't go. Santiago, the steal. Thought about the three, saw a better option underneath. Josimar Ayarza puts Toros back on top by 1, 38-37. How's that for unselfish play by Benito Santiago Jr.? Red hot, had an open three, but gave it up inside to Josimar Ayarza for the easy bucket. The pass looked like his dad throwing out a runner at second base trying to steal on him. Benito Sr. had an absolute cannon for an arm. Ayarza denied that time as he ran into a pair of Paisas defenders. Now Lis to Vargas. Vargas lost it, got it back, went up strong, couldn't get it to go. And a whistle. And again, Benito Santiago Jr. did not appear to like that call as Vargas checking the dental work after taking that right arm across the face.
Does he think a tooth is loose? It didn't. I've been whacked across the face quite a few times in a similar fashion, and even though your teeth might hurt, when you feel them like that, you can tell they don't move, and you're like, okay.
But when that one tooth hurts like that, you can't help but think, man, I got to check this thing.
Right.
Did you ever play with a mouthpiece?
No, never. And I've broken a tooth and at the same time broke my nose. I don't know when it happened, if I actually like passed out or if I just kind of closed my eyes because I saw it coming. I was like, well, this is going to hurt. And I've never been unconscious to my knowledge. So I don't know, I don't know if I did or not, but if I was, it wasn't for very long, but that tooth hurt. It got broken.
Played
that was an
football
elbow.
with a
That was the result of an elbow.
Three-pointers, good. Glenn Kosey. He was 0 of 6 from three-point range against Toros the first time out, but drains that one. Paisas on top by 2. Pizarro turns it over. Lease for three. Rolls off. Santiago fighting for the rebound. Goes out of bounds, and that'll stay with Paisas. I hated even playing football with a mouthpiece. Spit it out whenever I had the chance. Just felt like you couldn't breathe.
At least the ones they make for basketball seem like they fit a little more like over your teeth. You know? Would think you could breathe better.
"51 seconds to play. Timeout on the floor as we discuss dental work." Paisas on top. See some young fans in attendance here in Coliseo Evangelista Mora. We go back to Medellin for Group A play on Wednesday, as Christian Pizarro is the recipient of a turnover there, and we are tied at 40. And I think in Medellin, are we going to be at Coliseo Ivan de Bedú? Talk about a fabulous environment there. Got a chance to call games there with Mark Anderson in 2016, I believe. 16 or, yeah, it was 16. Medellin, just a beautiful city. So vibrant. First free throw is good. Second one straight through as well for Glenn Cosi. 30 seconds to play in this second quarter. Cosi from Flint, Michigan. Started 62 of 63 games for Eastern Kentucky. Averaged 17.1 points a game. Now Paisas running. Vargas could not finish. Lace off the window. That's good! Clock winding down.
Oh.
That shot was up and good. Counted. It's a two-pointer. Samuel Mojica. As the clock expired, and are they going to review that? It sure looked like he got it off. I don't think there was any question it was a two-pointer. His feet were pretty much straddling the three-point arc. And now, did Raul Pabon get strung up for a technical? Maybe his feet were behind the line.
No, I don't know if either foot was behind the line.
From that angle, it sure looked like it. But did Pabon get hit with a tee? Let's take a look. They are going to look at that. My first impression was that it wasn't even close, but that second replay they just showed, it looked like both feet were... No, yeah, he was straddling that three-point line. There's no question. So are they going to look to see if he actually did get it off? Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely got it off, and definitely a 2. So we're waiting for the official stats to update here. But for the moment, Paisas taking a 44-42 lead at halftime following the buzzer beater by Samuel Mojica. Stats still have not updated. And the numbers you are looking at right now are with about 55 seconds left in the first quarter, the shooting numbers. That was following the three-pointer by Glenn Cozy, which made it 40-38. So we're missing about 6 points on the official game stats, so won't be able to give you final first half stats quite yet, as we're waiting for the computer to update as we watch some fantastic South American dancing. Andrew, I don't know how quickly you were able to change clothes like that and get out on the floor, but let's roll the highlights from this first half. As we see the first three-pointer of the game by Victor Liz. Had an immediate impact, but having a huge impact for Toros de Valle, Benito Santiago. At last count, 15 points. I think that's what he finished the half with. We are still waiting for the live stats to update. There's a three-pointer by Glenn Cozy. Good work under the bucket by Tony Troca, playing his first game with Toros de Valle. And there's that baseline fadeaway we saw from Benito Santiago Jr. There he did kick out that leg pretty good. Two of Victor Liz's points, and finished the half, well, as of right now, prior to any update, at 11. There's that three-pointer by Santiago with a player in his face from the corner. Both teams really, I mean, it's not the highest scoring game we've ever seen. 29-24 in the first quarter was pretty good, though. Both teams, I think, having some good runs. Doing some things well at times. And it's still anybody's game. Andrew, if you are Raul Pabon of Toros de Valle or Daniel Sewane of Paisas, what adjustments do you make when you get into the locker room?
Well, at this point, I think it's relatively minuscule. As you mentioned, both teams are playing well, so it's really going to come down to, you know, possibly a possession here. It's only a possession game now. So taking care of the basketball, limiting turnovers, and then just getting, you know, a couple of good defensive stops in the second half. that could really be the difference in the game there. So that's what I'm looking at if I'm either team in this case, because it's close. Neither team has to. They're both in it. So
With the stats still not updated, one thing that does jump out at me, which will not change tremendously, is the rebounding advantage for Paisas. They lead the rebounding battle 27-14. So Raul Pabon, that may be one thing that he wants to address. Again, the score at half, Paisas leading, I believe it was 44-42, following the bucket by Samuel Mojica. We are back with second half action live from Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali in just a few moments. 44-42 in favor of Paisas Basketball Club, leading Toros del Valle on their home floor. Getting a jump start on the February window for BCL America's play. Group A matchup here in Cali. A couple of moments before we get the second half underway. There you see Victor Liz speaking with Juan Rosario. In that first half, Victor Liz finished with 13 points, 7 rebounds. Eloy Vargas, 6 points, 8 boards for Paisas. Glenn Cosi had 10 points. Juan Rosario, whom Liz was just talking to, had 5. He also had 4 rebounds. And for Toros del Valle, Josimar Ayarza, 2 points. Sorando Luque, 2. Samuel Mojica, those 2 points at the end of the second quarter. Michael Wright, 9 points. Tony Troca, 5 in his debut with Toros. Benito Santiago, 15 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Christian Pizarro had 7. There you get a look at Raul Pabon talking with one of our officials for tonight's game. Paisas led by Daniel Seoane, looking for their first win in BCL America's play. Mentioned in the first half that Seoane of Venezuela was the head coach of the Venezuelan national team until just recently. There you see Daniel talking with his captain, Eloy Vargas. Seoane and the Venezuelan Federation agreeing mutually to part ways, and Ronald Guillen will take over as the head coach for the Venezuelan men's national team in advance of the third window of the FIBA AmeriCup qualifiers. Men's AmeriCup, of course, taking place this year. Women's as well. Looking forward to both of those great events. Not sure what the delay is getting the second half started here as we roll some of the first half highlights once again. And now officially on the scoreboard, it's listed as interrupted. So we did not get a chance, Andrew, to talk about the first half shooting numbers for Toros. They finished 16 of 39 for 41%, 6 of 13 from three-point range, 4 from the free throw line. Paisas much better shooting the ball this window, at least half of this window so far. 14 of 33 overall for 42%. Not great from three-point range, but better than they were in the first window when they shot 18.5% overall. They were 3 of 9 in that first half, 13 of 17 from the free throw line. Massive rebounding edge for Paisas, 30-14 in that first half, including 13-6 on the offensive glass. 6 turnovers for Toros in that first half. Thirteen turnovers for Paisas. Have not gotten word about what the delay is here. And it's showing that Benito Santiago, prior to the start of this third quarter, was issued a technical foul. And we saw that he was pretty chirpy in that first half about a couple of fouls that weren't called, and one in particular that was on a three-point shot where he came down on the defender's foot after maybe his front leg drifted out on a three-point attempt and was whistled for the offensive foul for kicking his leg out. So Liss will go to the free throw line. To shoot the tee. Again, we are calling the game virtually, so we are at the mercy of what we see on our screen. Not in the arena, we could not see what Benito Santiago said or did. But he was whistled for a technical foul before the third quarter even got underway. As you see him smiling sarcastically as Liss came back to the other end of the floor. Now we are underway in this third quarter. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Fada. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world, in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel and Courtside 1891. Therefore, the tip-in, Soren Deluque and Andrew Hunt. Kind of a strange start to this third quarter.
Yeah, where are we? What's going on? No, I'm just kidding. We got that technical out of the way. Bonus point for Paisas, and now we get started.
Three-pointer for Cozy. And again, players just kind of left looking around as a foul is called there. Eloy Vargas whistled for the infraction, so Deluque will go to the free throw line. Deluque misses the first. Deluque coming into this game 7 of 15 from the free throw line in the January window. He hits 1 of 2 in that trip. 48-45 now. Liss for 3. Splash! Victor Liss starts off the second half like he did the first by draining a three-pointer. He's got 17 now to go along with 8 rebounds. Left side to right. He drives. Now Vargas up ahead to Cozy. He loses it on the way up.
Oh.
And did they call Santiago for a foul?
I don't know if Santiago's going to make it to the end of this game.
Yeah, with 1 tee already in his pocket.
And I don't know that that was a foul either.
I couldn't really see it from that angle. As we look at the 3 that Liss just put up over Santiago. Cozy hits the free throw. He's got 14 now. Again, Cozy, one of those American veterans who's just been all over. Played at a very high level wherever he's gone. He was first team All Ohio Valley Conference in 2014. He's won championships in Poland and Czechia and Latvia. He's played in France, Croatia, Italy, Poland, Korea, Czechia, Latvia, Slovenia, Denmark, Greece, Turkey, and Russia. A lot of stamps in that gentleman's passport. As Victor Liss ends up on the floor, holding what appears to be his right knee. And that is not at all what Daniel Sewane wants to see. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Oh, he slid on the floor. This is one of those where you kind of have to make sure all your feathers are in the right place, you know?
Yeah, walking. I've had some where I start walking and I go, oh, okay, I guess I'm good. And then I've had others where I'm walking like, no, that does not feel right.
That should not be making that sound at all. So
Yes.
Lise will come out just to make sure everything is functioning as it should. So Justin Urena comes on to replace Victor Lise. Vargas, high right side. On the handoff to Kosi, back inside to Vargas. Vargas draws the foul. So 3 fouls on Benito Santiago Jr., 3 on Christian Pizarro for Toros as Eric Crawford sits down with his 3rd foul. And Vargas to the free throw line. Luis Almanza comes in to replace Michael Wright. The previous foul, by the way, was on Jackson. I beg your pardon, Wright. But that's when Crawford came out. Victor Lise back in, by the way. So nothing wrong with the tire for Victor Lise as Pizarro launches the 3. That's no good. Kosi now skips his way into the front court, guarded by Pizarro. Kosi, the beautiful lob into Vargas. Knocked out of bounds, however. Boy, that pass looked like it was on a string from Kosi.
Yeah, and
3
Vargas is up
assists
there
on the night.
No one else is up there with him. So you pass that up there, and he's grabbing it over the top of everybody else.
Rosario swings it to Lise. Lise bounce pass to Vargas. Had the shot blocked from behind. Missed his putback. Got it back again off the glass and in. Tough work under the rim by Eloy Vargas. Pizarro, the lob into the post. And foul as Luis Almanza tried to work his way in. Vargas now 10 points, 11 rebounds after that possession. He picked up 2 boards and 2 points. So he's got a double-double now. With 6:53 to play in this 3rd quarter, Santiago again from outside missing. Here comes Lise up the other end and kicked out of bounds by Lise. Boy, I thought that went off Santiago, but evidently Lise, the last one to touch it. There's the 1 rebound. There's the 2nd rebound. And there's the 2 points for Eloy Vargas that got him his double-double. Now Pizarro driving right side off the window and in. Nice drive by Christian Pizarro. At least, boy, he tried to gather for 3, but Santiago recovered too quickly. Now he shoots it.
Ooh, close.
Paisas now again up by 10. And Kosi fouled trying to guard Soren DeLuque. Kosi at 6 feet, 183 centimeters. And DeLuque at 6'5", 196 centimeters, and probably about 50 pounds. So Kosi said, yeah, I don't think so. I'll take the foul here. That 3 rings out for Almanza. Rebound tipped, saved in bounds. And now stepping on the baseline trying to save it is Liss. I think that was Liss. No, it was
Knew
Urena.
that was coming.
That saved him. Yeah, but Santiago says no question about that one. As Benito Santiago Jr. racks up 3 more. He's got 18 points. He is 4 of 4 from 3-point range. And the kick ball, it will remain with Paisas. With those red spots down the white rails on the sides of the Toros uniform, they almost look like somebody's wiping blood on there.
Yeah, I saw that in the beginning of the game. I said, "Wait a minute, is
Yeah.
that a, did he already cut himself?" I said, "Okay, that's the design."
Yeah, everybody has that. Liss, he wanted a foul, no call. Yeah, it looked like Liss had a kind of a clear lane to the rim, and then all of a sudden, kind of a hitch. And Santiago
goodness.
again. He is absolutely unconscious. Santiago now with 21 points. He's 5 of 5 from 3-point range. And Toros back to within 4. Here comes Crawford on the drive. His shot is blocked. DeLuque, double pump. No, but the putback is up and in. Luis Almanza gets Toros back to within 2. So an 8-0 run by Toros. Crawford looking for some help there. A shot blocked by Troca. There's DeLuque at the other end, and the putback by Almanza. And there's Urena coming back on. Crawford coming out.
Yeah, Santiago's got to be a little better on that foul. I thought he got a foul first, didn't get that one. Well, and maybe did they call the foul on him?
It was on Troca.
Oh.
So Griffin and Urena back in for Paisas. Crawford and Rosario out. Beg your pardon. It was an offensive foul on Eric Crawford.
Okay.
So Crawford now came out with his 4th foul. As Liss scores and draws that foul. Victor Liss now with 19 points, 5 of 10 shooting, 7 of 8 from the arc. He's also got 8 rebounds, but he's got 5 turnovers. That time, the foul was on Tony Troca. So Liss, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. make it 8 of 9 as Paisas widens the lead back out to 5 points. Into the corner now. That three-pointer a little too strong for Troca. Olis looked like he had a window for a wide-open three there. Elected not to take it. Instead went behind the back to Kosi. Now Kosi the open three. That is good! Glenn Kosi now with 18 points, 4 of 6 from downtown. Who says Paisas can't shoot three-pointers? They're 6 of 13 in this game for 46%. Nothing like me pointing out something that a team does at a deficiency to make them do it well. How many times have we seen that this tournament? And a shot clock violation as Santiago held onto the ball a little too long.
To throw you a little bit of a bone, though, they've only shot 13 of them. So that indicates to me that they've got better shot selection on the three-point shot. They're not just hoisting them.
And again, that's a situation where, you know, in a blowout, yeah, maybe it is a little unfairly deceiving that you just have to chuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Has an offensive foul called. Oh, you think? What a great camera shot that was. That was fantastic. Eric Griffin whistled for that foul. Griffin in his first game with Paisas, he's got 4 points. Griffin from Orlando, Florida. Played at Campbell University collegiately in Buies Creek, North Carolina. First team All Big South in 2012. Another one of those guys who have absolutely been around everywhere. Italy, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, D-League, Israel, Dubai, Poland, Austria, Greece, Uruguay, Taiwan. He won 2 championships in Puerto Rico in 14 and 15. He was a D-League All-Star in 2015. All D-League second team 2015. All D-League third team 2016. I'm sorry, he was all D-League third team in 15. All defensive team. All defensive second team in the D-League in 2015. I'll get this out, don't worry. He was an Israeli League All-Star, the 2017 dunk champ in Israel, and the 2019 leader in block shots. Kosi for 3, that one missed. That biography of Eric Griffin brought to you courtesy of the internet. And foul on the drive by Lis, and he will take another trip to the free throw line. That foul on Benito Santiago Jr. And that is his third. Pardon, fourth.
You want to talk about a free throw disparity here. Toros 7 for 8, so good percentage, but they've only shot 8. Paisas has shot 23.
Yeah, and that's one of those where, you know, if the home team has that advantage, you know, some people might go, oh, okay, a little home cooking here, but that's not the case.
Not the case tonight.
Ayarza for 3, missed. The offensive rebound, and now the put back by Ayarza, missed again. Pisas wanted to travel there. I thought the same thing, but finally Ayarza able to put it in, and Toros back to within 5. Minute and a half left in this third quarter. 3 from the corner for Liz. That is good! Liz now with 24. Troca trying to answer at the other end. No good. At least the rebound, I believe that gives him... Nope, he's 1 rebound shy of a double-double. But there's Christian Arboleda at the other end, getting his first 2 points. So Paisas back on top by 10, 69-59. Now into the corner for Ayarza. Spins his way and draws the foul. Since Toros cut it to within 2 at 57-55, Paisas have gone on a 12-4 run to build this lead back to 10. With 41.8 to play in this third quarter. Their biggest lead of the game was 12. Biggest lead of the game, by the same token, for Toros was just 2. Which was when they led, I believe, 2-0.
Right, I was getting ready to say, I think that was the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they led 34-33 and tied it up again at 36. But, yeah, their 2-point lead is the only lead of the game that they had on the first bucket. Into the corner now for 3. Ayarza. Offensive rebound up by Troca. Does not go, but he does draw the foul. So good work on the offensive glass by Tony Troca. Talked about the deficiency rebounding by Toros. They've really crashed the offensive glass as of late, but they still trail overall rebounding 43-27. But the offensive rebounding gap has narrowed to 18-15. Clock at 5. And a whistle. I wonder how many fouls Victor Liz has drawn in this game. He's taken 11 free throws. I can't remember how many of those were and ones. Not very many.
I don't think he had any, but he's definitely. I think he's had 2 3-pointers that he got fouled on. So there's 6 shots out of, you said 11?
Yeah, 12 now.
So yeah. If my math is correct, there has to be an and one in there somewhere, or I'm missing, or there was a. I don't think there was a third 3-pointer he got fouled on.
Well, he hits them both here. And we'll have a seat for the final few ticks of this third quarter. (71-63). DeLuca looking to inbound. Back to DeLuca from half court, and no, they're going to say that shot didn't count. It was a backcourt violation. DeLuca did not establish himself in the front court before catching that ball. And so Paisas will get another shot at it and at least comes back in. With
From half
1.6
court.
to play.
You've probably got a chance for a dribble, too.
Yeah. And wide right by Eric Griffin. So the third quarter will come to an end with Paisas on top by the score of 71-63. Paisas outscored Toros in that third quarter 27-19 to take this 8-point lead into the fourth frame. Daniel Seo and his team looking for their first win in BCL America's play. As we look at the shooting numbers, Toros de Valle, 23 of 63 overall for 36.5%, 8 of 21 from the arc, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Paisas, 21 of 49 overall, 7 of 16 from three-point range, 22 of 27 from the free throw line. Paisas out-rebounding Toros 44-27, including 18-15 on the offensive glass. 19 turnovers for Paisas, 9 for Toros. I keep having to look at the stat line on that, Andrew. Can that be right? 19 turnovers? And every time I check, that's right. Imagine what the lead for Paisas would be if they hadn't turned the ball over so many times. And perhaps you can look up the points off turnovers while I read off the individual scoring numbers. For Toros, Luis Almanza, 2 points, 4 boards. Josimar Ayarza, 6 points, 4 boards. Soren DeLuque, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Samuel Mojica, 2 points. Michael Wright, 9 points. Tony Troca, 9.6 rebounds. Benito Santiago Jr., 21 points on 5 of 5 shooting from three-point range. Christian Pizarro, 9 points. For Paisas, Eric Crawford, 2. He's got 3 rebounds. Juan Salcedo, 2. Christian Arboleda, 2. Justin Llerena, 2 points, 5 rebounds. Juan Rosario, 5 points, 8 boards. Eric Griffin, 4 points. Victor Elise, 26 points in 27 and a half minutes, 9 rebounds. Eloy Vargas, 10 points, 12 boards. And Glenn Kosey, 18 points and 3 assists.
Yeah, those points off turnovers, Craig, it's 27-12 in favor of Toros. So both teams capitalizing pretty well off the turnovers. It's just Toros has a lot more of them.
Another three-pointer. I believe that was Juan Rosario that hit that.
Paisas is trying to challenge my number of difficult to win with 20 turnovers. It seems very possible that they could do that right here.
And Toros not getting to the free throw line very much in this game. They cannot afford to miss too many of those. Beg your pardon, that was Eric Griffin that hit that three-point jumper. Thought I saw 10, but it was 17. Off of the assist by Victor Lis. So Griffin now with 7 points. Second free throw straight through.
Now, you read off all the places that Griffin has been. Where did he learn that
Yeah.
one?
I'm not sure, but Christian Pizarro, who was defending him there, trying to, gonna say, teach me that one, sir. Lease, shot clock at 8. Well, they got a mismatch somewhere. Lease steps back for 3 and drains it. Victor Lease now 29 points, 4 of 7 from the arc. And the lead is 13, biggest of the game for Paisas.
What's funny is something I didn't say in our intro when you talked about Victor Lease joining the team and if he would help. I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, if he can score 30 a game, and here we are.
Ask and ye shall receive. Santiago in the game with 4 fouls. As Toros look to cut into this 11-point deficit. Baseline jumper, no. Rebound fought for by Urena and 1.
He drew the double team there and had Santiago wide open because Santiago's guy, double covered. He was wide open back on the wing for the kick out. There's another foul.
So Lease
is a magnet for fouls.
He is. From that angle, I didn't see a lot of contact. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul. The officials on the floor certainly have a much better view of it than we do. But Lease with a chance to go over 30 points on this trip to the free throw line. So far, he's 11 of 13, and there's number 30.
See, after the foul occurred, DeLuca, he held his hand up. So I mean, he knew he got him.
Yeah. I did see that. So 3 free throws for Victor Lease. He's got 32, and Paisas lead by 12. (80-66). The lead is 14. I believe I said 12 going into that short break there. The graphic had not yet changed. But after the 3 free throws by Victor Lease, he's got 32 points in his first game with Paisas. And so a good signing by Daniel Seoane. I'm sure Eloy Vargas had something to do with bringing Lease and Juan Rosario to the team. Fellow Dominicans. Yeah, you could see on that play, from that angle on that replay, DeLuca really got hacked across the forearm hard. I believe that was Christian Arboleda on that foul. Beg your pardon? No, it was Glenn Cosi. Seven and a half minutes to play. And the nice finish by Eric Griffin. He's got 9 now. And the lead continues to balloon for Paisas. Santiago for 3, finally missed from the arc. Santiago prior to that had been 5 of 5. Liss, by the way, needs one more rebound for a double-double. DeLuca on the left wing, giving it up into the post. Here comes Ayarza. The right-hand jump hook is up and good. Nice move by Josimar Ayarza. So Paisas now in no hurry to get into their offense. Shot clock now at 7. Here's Cosi for 3. That one missed. Right, nearly turned that over in the backcourt. Now DeLuca gets the defender in the air and puts up the awkward shot and hits. And a timeout called by Daniel Seoane with his team up 82-70. A little over half of the fourth quarter left. Let's see if Paisas can hold on. Paisas with a 12-point lead, 82-70. They've led by as many as 16 just a few moments ago. A little 4-0 run by Toros de Valle, and Daniel Seoane wants timeout. Well, we wondered, Andrew Hunt, in the open, if Victor Liss was going to be enough to get Paisas over the hump to get their first win in BCLA play. And the answer is an emphatic yes. They haven't, of course, won the game yet, but he's poured in 32 points, and his team leads by a dozen with 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, safe to say he's making a difference, maybe the difference.
Yeah, if they lose now, it's probably not going to be Victor Liss's fault. Here comes DeLuca. To Troca, now back to DeLuca for 3. That missed. Five and a half minutes to play fourth quarter. Again, Paisas, no hurry to get into their offense. Liss for 3. A little too strong. Strong move under the bucket by Ayarza. Got his defender onto the floor. As you see, Raul Pabon exhorting his team to play some defense. And now Paisas getting deep into the shot clock on every possession. That three is up and good. Justin Llerena. Toros answer at the other end. That time it's Christian Pizarro. He's into double digits now. And the lead's down to 10, but it goes right back up to 12 after the attack by Eric Griffin. He's got 11. And now end-to-end action. Troca with the dunk. And with 4 minutes to play, the lead stays at 10. Lee circles it back around. Now drives. Tried to get it to Vargas underneath, out of bounds, and that's going to be Toros ball. 3:44 to play. Still plenty of time for Toros. We're not quite to the Andrew Hunt math phase yet.
I'm always calculating and recalculating, so whenever we need it, it's ready.
You're like the navigation on my car, calculating, recalculating. Calculated that three-pointer there for Tony Troca, and the lead is down to 7.
Craig, I hate to tell you, but if your GPS is saying that, you don't know where you're going.
Well, that's nothing new. Ulyss on the drive. In traffic, has to give it up. 5 on the shot clock. Llerena has his shot blocked. And here comes Toros. Santiago for 3. Splash! Benito Santiago! Again from long range. Gets Toros back to within 4. 3:04 to play. Santiago now with 24 points. He's 6 of 7 from three-point range. You could see as he was gathering himself from just outside where the three-point line starts to arc that he was going to get that ball. He was going to catch it in rhythm, shoot it, and drain it. You could just tell from where he was 10 feet away from even getting the ball. You just knew he was going to shoot that and make it. And Daniel Seoane wants timeout. His team led by 16. A 17-5 run for Toros. Beg your pardon, 17-7 on the run. And look at the three-point shooting by Paisas. 45%. Up from 18.5 in that first window. So Victor Ulyss driving, gets it into the corner. That 3 is up. That 3 is good! My goodness! Juan Rosario from the corner. A huge three-pointer gets his team back up by 7. Now here's Ayarza. Outside to Troca. Troca's pass intercepted by Kosi. And an easy dunk for Rosario, and now Raul Pabon wants timeout. A couple of lapses there by Toros, and that may spell their doom. as the lead is back to 9. A turnover off the pass and then a defensive lapse on the break leads to an easy dunk. And just like that, it's 92-83. Andrew, have you been able to catch your breath yet?
Yeah, I'm still breathing, as far as I know. The calculator in my head, though, going crazy. We've had to recalculate a lot here. And speaking of calculations, you mentioned the three-point shooting improved by Pisas. Victor Lees, I think one of the main reasons for that, he's 4 for 8. Some of the wasn't, not on their team in that first window. Obviously, adding 50% three-point shooting to your team is going to up your overall percentage.
Well, Glenn Cosi, 4 of 8 from three-point range in this game. Coming into this one, he was just 33%, 6 of 18. He was 0 of 6 against Toros in the last window. I keep wanting to say the January window, but we're still in January, but we're playing the February window as we're getting started a day early.
Yeah, we just snuck one into January.
Yeah, why not? Again, Group
February.
A did not play in December, so they're playing a double window this time. We're going to play here in Cali and then move to Medellin on Wednesday. So a quick bucket there by DeLuque as we hit the 2-minute mark. 92-85. Vargas to the left hand and in. He's got 12 points now and 12 rebounds. Solid double-double for the big man, leading the tournament in rebounding at 13.5 per game.
Something I just realized that I want to point out, I don't know if it's going to make a big difference or not, but the basket that Paisas is going to, if you've noticed throughout the night, the ball just once in a while will get hung up in the net when the ball is made. Toros is needing to go. So if they're going to have to, at some point, if they need to get the ball out of that net because it didn't quite fall down, it costs just a couple seconds, depending on who's around to get it.
At least with the floater, that gives him 34. Oh, and there for the tip in. Did not see who that was. I think that was Troca. I was just going to say. So now Vargas has it stolen away. Here comes Santiago inside of a minute. The lead is 9. Santiago trying to draw the foul. And the officials were not buying it.
Very surprised he didn't pull up for a 3 there.
Yeah. A little surprised that Paisas didn't hang on to the ball a little longer there, but perhaps it is academic at this point. Pizarro misses the 3-pointer. Vargas another rebound, and Paisas will take their first win in BCL America's play after finishing the January window 0-2. Before January ends, they will get their first win in February, as why not? Another 3-pointer by Juan Rosario to make it 99-87. And you know what? That wasn't a terrible 3-pointer to make there, because if it comes down to point differential, now you're plus 12 in this game instead of plus 9.
Right. Yeah, those baskets
so
we wouldn't normally.
Yeah, you wouldn't normally take that at the end of a game, but if point differential is going to come into play, may as well take it, right? So the final score of Paisas, 99, Toros de Valle, 87. And with the exception of the second quarter, in which Paisas only put up 15 points, they were impressive offensively tonight. 99 overall, but the quarters of 29, 27, and 28. And what an impact by Victor Lis. My goodness. We'll get to his numbers in just a moment. As the visitors, the designated home team in this game, but playing on the home floor of Toros de Valle here in Cali, celebrate their first win in BCLA play. For Toros de Valle, 33 of 82 overall for 40%, 11 of 28 from the arc, 39%, 10 of 15 from the free throw line. Paisas, 31 of 66 overall, 47%, 15 of 25 from three-point range, 48% shooting as a team from the arc, 25 of 30 from the free throw line. Big rebounding advantage for Paisas, 50 to 37. 12 turnovers for Toros, and there you go, Andrew, 21 turnovers for Paisas, and they win by 12. Mark this one down as the anomaly.
I don't know what to say.
Individually for Toros, Luis Almanza, 2 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. Tosimar Ayara, 10 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. Soren DeLuque, 11 points, 7 boards, 4 dimes. Samuel Mojica, 2 points. Those two coming at the end of the second quarter on a buzzer beater. Michael Wright, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Tony Troca in his first game with Toros de Valle, 16 points, 8 boards. Benito Santiago Jr. played 35 minutes. 24 points on 6 of 7 3-point shooting. He had 4 rebounds as well. Christian Pizarro, 12 points, 3 assists. For Paisas, Eric Crawford, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Juan Salcedo, 2. Cristian Arboleda, 2. Justin Llerena, 5 points, 5 rebounds. Juan Rosario, a double-double, 13 points, 11 boards, 4 assists. Eric Griffin, 11 points, 3 rebounds. Eloy Vargas, 12 points, 14 rebounds. That'll up his tournament-leading total. Glenn Cosi, 18 points, 5 assists. And oh, by the way, 38-year-old Victor Lis in 37 and a half minutes of play. 34 points on 8 of 14 shooting, 4 of 8 from three-point range, 14 of 16 from the free throw line. He also had 9 rebounds and 4 assists. The only blemish were the 6 turnovers that he had. But when a guy plays 37 and a half minutes and is your primary ball handler, and he puts up 34 points, you can live with a few more turnovers than you'd like to see your ball handler have. But an impressive debut in this February window on January 31st for Paisas as they take down Toros de Valle. Andrew Hunt, final thoughts?
Well, I mentioned earlier, Victor Lis really made the difference in the game. And so far, it looks like with his addition, this may be the we still have Real Esteli as the favorite, but looks like these teams may be able to put up a challenge, and we might have the best, the most competitive group here, Group A, that I've seen so far.
Yep.
We'll see.
So Paisas raised their record in group play to 1-2. Toros de Valle falls to 1-2. So I think Toros still have the points advantage based on the blowout in the first game. But there you see the updated standings. And we are right back here tomorrow night as Paisas look to stay hot. They will take on Real Esteli, 7:40 p.m. local time, 7:40 Eastern in the USA. For my partner, Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Feda. Again, the final score, 99-87. Paisas take down Toros de Valle. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and so long for now. Thank you, everybody.